I I really I really haven't got anything to give. Because you have it already. So I cannot give you anything. So I'm not trying to fix you. Because there is actually nothing that needs fixing. You are already complete. You are already whole. And there is nothing wrong with you. The problem is not what is. There are no problem with what is. Problems are a result of social conditioning, cultural conditioning. And that is one of the the challenges that we face. That is that every human being are being conditioned by the culture in which they are brought up in. And the culture has evolved into an extremely competitive trend. And that is causing difficulties for a lot of people in this very competitive environment. Those who have been fortunate or gifted with being lucky, being born into a wealthy family, for example, or have been lucky to been gifted with a strong health. All of those, they are in this competitive environment. They are steaming ahead. And they are setting the norm. Which leaves a lot of humans in the wake behind, feeling that there is something wrong with them, desperately trying to catch up, desperately trying to accomplish the goals that the society have created. And that has created an atmosphere of that sort of claims that life is a sprint, that life is supposed to be full speed ahead, faster, faster, faster. But see, the funny thing is, there are no goal line. But nobody talks about that. Where are we heading? Nobody knows. But the mantra is faster, 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 and more, more, more. But there are no goal line. So no matter how much wealth one is fortunate to accumulate, that will not bring any peace, and that will not bring any closure, that will not bring any feeling of having arrived. On the contrary, what will happen is that frustration will build up. The sensation that one is striving for decades, accumulating, hoarding stuff. And then this sneaking sensation, this sneaking feeling. Why? What's the point? No one knows. Nobody knows what's the point. And then for some, another kind of fear might creep in. The fear of losing again. The fear of maybe losing status, losing material possessions. So fear will be the eternal companion. But as I said in the beginning, there is nothing wrong with you. Even though you might be, very likely, be one of those who are, well, you could be one of those that are sort of lagging behind. You are actually not lagging behind anything. Well, perhaps you are lagging behind getting stressed out, but that's a good thing. You could also be one of those who are very, very successful. The way that the culture defines success. And at the same time, very frustrated. Whether it's one or the other, frustration is actually a good thing. Frustration is the wound, the unhealed wound. And the wound is striving, greed, craving, restlessness. That is the wound. And that wound will never be healed by more. The only thing that can heal that wound is insight. Wisdom. Insight into what is really going on. Pulling the curtains apart and seeing clearly, perhaps for the first time ever. So society is functioning on steroids. Or energy drinks. Or any other form of stimuli. And the mind is rushing constantly. Constantly trying to figure out how to gain the upper hand. Is that a saying? Gaining a better hand. I can't remember if that is how it is said. It doesn't really matter. The game of one-upmanship. Always trying to be better. By whose standard? By your own standard? No. No, you do not define the standard. Society defines the standard. Faster, faster, faster. And no one knows where to. And more people are left broken down, stressed, sick, alcoholics, drugs abusers, trying to cope, trying to fit into a dysfunctional system is not a measure of health. And society is a dysfunctional system, a highly dysfunctional system, a very fragile system. Humanity has to awaken out of the dream state. And the only way to do that is to slow down. You see, as long as the tempo is high, that is activating all of the conditioning, all of the habits. So as long as the mental chatter is busy, constantly busy, then the only thing that the thoughts has to think about is other thoughts. And it is a closed loop system. That is why I emphasize the importance of meditation, the kind of meditation that I am suggesting. And sometimes I wonder, because my meditation videos, they are the videos that are watched the least. And they are actually the most important if you want to wake up out of the dream. Non-dual spirituality, that is, there are no quick fixes here. Although most viewers, they are hoping to get a sudden awakening, and then they think that then I will have arrived. That ain't gonna happen. It might dissolve some of the momentum within your mind. But the conditioning is deep-seated. And you will still have to examine or look into understanding what is going on within yourself, what conditioning is. If you don't come to a deep understanding about what conditioning is and how conditioning is functioning within yourself, if you do not come to a deep understanding about that, it will continue to control you in every aspect. Enlightenment is the end of the need to control anything. And when that happens, you are not being controlled by anything. The conditioned mind, on the other hand, is trying to control everything. And by efforting, trying to control everything, you are being controlled by everything. But you desperately do not want to know that. It is actually exceptionally simple. But that the conditioned mind does not want that. It wants something difficult. There is a German saying, a wonderful German saying, that goes something like, Warum so einfach, wenn man so schön komplizieren kann? And if I were to translate that into English, it means something like, why keep everything simple when we, in the most beautiful way, can make everything complicated? That is beautiful. Yeah. So, okay, I think I will leave you with that. So, thank you for listening. I will soon be back again.